I have done this with a dot before, and it turns out you can do a lot with a little. But we're not going quite that basic this time, as I'm gonna animate a line in 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, and then finally 10 hours. Let's get right into it. Like the dot, I am gonna do a 1 second little bonus animation at the start. Just a gyrating line. 1 second. 2 frames. I was hoping for 3, but that's okay. I'll remove the blank one. I don't know if I'd call that an animation, but I guess it technically is. Alright, let's do 10 seconds. My idea is to just have a line standing up like so, and just have it fall over. Probably 4 frames. Go. It's having, oh, that is, okay, it's not maintaining the right size. It's not flat. I did that very wrong compared to how it went in my head. Let's have a look at it. There's a fair amount of weight to it. Obviously, it starts off slow and then there's no in-betweens at the end. So it's kind of like it's tipping over and then the little, kind of a simulated bounce or wobble. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. Let's do a minute. So I want to do kind of a bendy situation for this one. Just have the line kind of squish upon itself, then I guess squish back out. That should be a good minute. Minute starts now. It's a good line. I guess I want it to kind of look like this. Oh, it's a bit sharp. That seems like a similar I think it actually gained some volume, but that's okay. So we kind of just do an in-between where it's... I didn't count the number of peaks and valleys, but whatever. Just kind of go halfway between each one. I should have planned this better because I don't even know if I have the same number of arches. Almost straight on this one. I'm not doing the bending back out thing. It's just squishing in. That's okay. It's like very almost straight on this one. Okay, hopefully that turned out well. Let's see. Might actually be too slow at the start. I just want to see what it's like if I hold in the last frame. That's fine. Honestly, I think I like 10 seconds better. Oh well, let's move on to 10 minutes. For this one, I would love to make it do a backflip. You'll see what I mean, but my 10 minutes starts now. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw a straight line. Now we have this bending down. Just kind of like have it coil up like that. Yeah, I think that works. And just almost a straight up line again, but bending like that. These are just the key poses. I'm gonna in between them. Then I guess I'm bending the definition of what a line is, but it's like one continuous thing that can curl up. So it's starting to kind of flip around. And it's basically just a ball. I don't know if this is going to work out really. If you consider this the head, something like that, I'm just really winging this. I should make it land in the same spot. What I said was the head is actually the foot. This needs to rotate more. Okay, let's start doing some in-betweens. Bring this down a little bit, jut this out, not quite as much. And another in-between near the start. Or maybe like it actually comes up in anticipation. Like stretches inwards, no, squashes. Ever so slightly. Probably should be 24 FPS. Okay, before it just lands upright, it's gonna be like, we're doing some kind of curly thing like that. I really should be moving all of these flip poses over to the right. This is really finicky because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we'll have it squashed down a lot on this frame. Really do some of that. Do an in-between over here. This should probably go higher up. Man, this is weird. I'll just smoothen things out. I've got 2 minutes left. This is too tall. Still too tall. Gotta ease this in a little bit. Another in-between over here. Do not have a lot of time left. Did I just ruin that? It's probably fine. Actually, I did. I'm gonna remove that frame. Do a little bit of a jump over here. And we're done. Okay. That was a weird one. I feel like I could have used my time more wisely. Let's take a look at the finished product. Yeah. I feel like I should have made it bend down more before the jump, but it just means it's a powerful line. Doesn't need much force to get a good backflip in. That is not too bad. I was confused with the heads and tails of the spiral shape I made. Already pushing the line shape, but this is just the beginning. Let's see what happens with 1 hour. First I put a thin line across the screen about halfway up to have a reference point for the line's height. I'm starting with a fall again, but there's more care put into this one. It slowly tips over then slams, with the top of the line dragging behind. I also put a small bounce at the end. Now I'll have it get up by curling in, then pushing off the ground. The top of course drags behind and does some wobbles before coming to a stop. Next is what's equivalent to a handspring, I suppose. I squished the line down like a spring and then drew some arcs for it to follow. On landing, it squashes again and quickly bounces forward into a smaller jump. Now it slaps down onto the ground so it can push against the wall. I had it stick up, kinda defying gravity, or just a grippy wall and elite core strength. So then I animated a big front flip, turning the line into a bit of a spiral after launching off the wall. Then it lands and just does a couple more moves before settling back into the starting position, creating a loop. So it's gotten pretty aesthetically pleasing, more variety of moves and just a longer animation, but the physics have definitely improved. Just better use of the principles of animation here, and this was good practice for the 10 hours I'm about to do. A lot of the same type of stuff is inevitably going to happen, so let's move on to that and see what I come up with. I used 2 reference lines this time so the floor isn't just the edge of the screen. Then I got to work on a bunch of springy, bouncy chaos. I didn't have a plan for this whatsoever and decided to just animate to my heart's content. This first section just has our main blue character, but there will be more. I thought it'd be fun to do this shape-shifting thing and then a sort of 3D circular motion before darting back to the ground. Now I've bent it so the ends of the line act as legs and we can do some cool jumps and flips. Then I had it crawl to the right where the camera whips across and we see an orange character. I had them bend over a bit to emulate a nod or greeting. Then they start going back and forth with these moves in what I'm gonna say is a dance battle, but it's up for interpretation. Now I'm going for a 3D camera spin around by moving and resizing each line with tweens. I had blue cling to this invisible wall, then launch off. It basically turns into a bird, flapping like a pair of wings. Blue was already floating earlier, so it's nothing crazy. Then blue flies off and orange follows, bouncing along the ground. So the wall has either vanished or the laws of physics are different here. They come to a stop and we pan over to 2 new characters and a bit of combat. I wanted to include some different moves and bendy shapes here. It ends with purple lunging at red, who grabs and throws purple back at the other 2. Blue ducks and orange is left taking the hit. I had purple bow down in an apologetic way, but all seems to be well. Orange jumps up and down, then everyone else joins in. After that, purple motions orange to do something. So I animated this leap onto purple's head, with a little bit of bending on impact. They're gonna form a full tower, so blue needs to get momentum going. I made it bounce into an arc and then a final big leap to the top. Red needs to clear a gigantic height, so I made this weird walk cycle backwards. Then a series of increasing jumps until finally going for it. I had the stack bend down so it's not a full 3-line height jump. Of course there's some springing and adjusting. Then I did some stuff with the camera to show what you need to see. The finale is everyone somersaulting off and sticking the landing. So that turned out alright. The fluidity and variety in the animation I think was pretty good. As for the story, well, compared to the dot, go watch that if you haven't, there's not much of a story there, but there's things happening. Of course, a line is more complicated to animate than a dot, so it's naturally shorter and less delved into. But I like what I have. There's just a few pacing issues, I think. The time limit kind of snuck up on me. Some parts are a bit too fast, I think. But it's a solid animation. Alright, I've conquered animating lines in 1 second, all the way up to 10 hours. Hope you got some entertainment value out of that, maybe some educational value. But have a nice week, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.